thatmovieguyUK.
Hello again, and, well, I'm still in the kitchen. Suspiria has been and gone on the Lido, and it has probably been the most anticipated film of the whole festival. It was the hottest ticket in town yesterday. I saw so many people trying to buy tickets from people getting a free ticket. It was utterly crazy. But the build-up to Suspiria was not always clean and tidy as the release has been. A lot of people have been very hesitant about the release of the film, myself included. I am a big fan of the 1977 original from Dario Argento, and I don't honestly know why this was being made, and obviously it's past hands, and obviously Luca Guadagnino is the director of the film and he eventually took it on even though he was producing it. And why does it exist? Well, there is a purpose, and, well, we're going to be here to talk about it, definitely. So, basically, Suspiria is the story of a dance company based in Berlin, where a new girl joins, played by Dakota Johnson, and she is put into this nightmarish world that she doesn't really understand nor know what is going on, and the lead dance teacher, played by Tilda Swinton, is all part of it. And an aging psychotherapist is basically our eyes into the world of Suspiria. Luca Guadagnino takes the bare bones structure of Dario Argento's classic and creates a bold, daring, bloody and disturbing film. This is a true work of art in my opinion, and honestly, Suspiria, it's been just under 24 hours since I've seen it and I really cannot get this film out of my mind at all. You are just completely inverted to the world around you. There was lightning all across the Lido yesterday, so it added to the atmosphere of us going to see this film. You just see this like pastel, grey, neutral, communistic colour throughout the whole film, completely different to the neon vibrancy of what Suspiria originally is and what it's famous for. And you just feel cold. The emotions in it are just so different to the original, where we have very witty characters like the piano player or the helpers. We don't have that anymore. We have stern, daunting and ghoulish characters. For 2 hours and a half, this film is very slowly paced, but it's a very slow burn. Guadagnino gives time for the film to develop and for you to think more about what is going on and for you to be even more horrified than what you actually want to be. And it just helps the elevation of the mystique and the macabre of Suspiria. You just really don't know what's going to happen next. In 1 second, someone may be talking, the next second something horrifying and disturbing is actually going to happen. That is not what you get in modern day cinema. This is probably a major part of the resurrection of horror. Hereditary is good, but Suspiria is probably one of the best horror films is the best horror film that you will see this year and maybe for the next few years. When it comes to the horror of Suspiria, and I will not tell you anything, I promise, when it comes to the sequences, you get this small, very shallow build up to it, and then once these sceneries are happening in various rooms within the school, you can't get your eyes off the screen. People around me were hiding, they couldn't look at what was happening. It is gruesome. I am used to seeing very disturbing films in horror, in just drama, anything. You just cannot believe what your eyes are seeing. Guadagnino has a very, very dark mind, and one scene in particular that has been discussed online, so if you know what I'm talking about, you will not believe how ill I felt after seeing that. It is bone crunching. Oh, horrible. But I feel like sometimes Guadagnino is going for the Suspiria that Argento wanted to create, but he just couldn't create. And this is not saying anything in a negative way about the original Suspiria. The original Suspiria is what it is, and I just honestly cannot get any of these scenes out of my mind. Since we are in the dance school, there is a lot of rhythm to the movements, to the aggression that the dancers have, and it just builds this kinetic energy of fear and of unnervity. You just don't really know why this powerful dance is just actually disturbing you even more. Even the flash scenes of the dream sequences, Argento just throws so many Persona-esque imagery into the film when Susie Bannon is sleeping, and they're horrible images to look at. And I can't believe I'm actually telling you that for me personally, that Suspiria actually has disturbing imagery that I even found unnerving, and I'm not normally a squeamish person. What clinches Suspiria to the top pedestal of one of the best films of 2018 is its end sequence. Obviously, we won't talk about it, but just the way that Argento has shot it, the way that the editing is cut, just the situation itself is unreal. The best way I can describe it, and not to the aesthetic, is it has the same kind of tone and feel to the orgy scenes in Eyes Wide Shut, and you just can't believe your eyes what you are actually seeing. It is an amazing climax to the film. As for the cast, Tilda Swinton is perfect as Madame Luck. That role was for her. We all know that she is a Guadagnino veteran. She just plays this character so well. I will point out that this film is multilingual. There is German, French, and English in it, so there are subtitles. And even Swinton's delivery in all three languages, I'm not a professional at German, but I feel like she just covers the board so well. And she doesn't give anything away within the film. She's always playing this very interesting character. As for Dakota Johnson, I do feel like she doesn't begin the film so well, but I feel like she's not exactly the secondary character, but we don't really see much of the world of Suspiria around her. We don't discover what's going on. That's more of the professor and Maya Goth's character. But with Dakota Johnson, you do get this very mysterious concept of who is she, where is she from, what do these flashbacks mean, what do her dreams mean, but everything culminates towards the end. You see the full impact of why Dakota Johnson plays Susie Bannon in this film, and her last 3/4 of the film are just astounding, and I adored her performance. But for me, Maya Goth was very good, and she is kind of the assistant. She's the dancer there, but she's kind of the little detective that we have within what's going on, and you find out more about what is going on in Suspiria through her. But everything revolves around the professor that is played by, well, we know who he's played by. And he really is the eyes of Suspiria for the audience. He is the one that's trying to uncover what is going on to these girls and why so many people disappear. And without the character, it wouldn't really work that much. It would be more of the same of what the original was. I cannot not talk about Tom York's score. I do like Tom York's score. It is very similar to the last Radiohead album, and I did get Burn the Witch, which is kind of ironic because of the theme of the film, but the fact that the music is kind of similar to Radiohead wasn't anything astounding, but I really liked it. It does work very well. There's a couple of like little keys that he plays throughout the film that I really like, but the singing is my issue. I don't like it when he sings in it. Not for me. But I do think it's a very atmospheric score, but I still prefer the Goblin score to the Tom York score. Right, it's an honour and a privilege to be able to see this at Venice. Purely amazing. It is out in cinemas in November. It will be at London Film Festival prior to that, and Mubi are distributing it in the UK, so let's hope that you guys be able to see it. Obviously, I am giving you really early reactions. I'm not here to spoil this film for you. I just wanted to tell you how I felt, and I feel like it's going to be a good little way for me to look back one day on how I feel about this film. But Suspiria is a film I feel like I'm going to be thinking about for a long time. I am going to be ciphering this film for a long time, and honestly, one of my highlights at Venice Film Festival. This film will divide people, no doubt, but I think it's pure bollocks. It is purely amazing art by Luca Guadagnino, and I cannot applaud him more than what I have already, and I really do hope that the cast had therapists on hand after filming this, because Suspiria is going to play with your mind for a very, very long time. My written review will obviously be on moviemarker.co.uk, and if you want any of my reactions from Venice Film Festival, all my details are below. Follow me on any social media that you wish, and obviously, like I normally say on this channel, Diolch danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, grazie mia, and obviously, never change. Bye.